Good Monday morning. Anybody watches my YouTube channel, you know what channel this is. It's called Ice Age TV. But you got an electric vehicle there. How could you be calling your channel Ice Age TV and you have an electric vehicle, right? Beautiful up here. Actually, it's warmer than I thought it was going to be today. Weather made it sound like it's going to be kind of a cool week, which I guess that's going to play out. And yeah, it's just a change of season. Look at here. Right? Look at that. Oh my goodness, my pond used to be so cool looking years ago. But the lily pads took it over because a guy up on the mountain drained his pond, technically illegally, and he put all his problems in my pond. That's something as us humans, how we operate. We just shovel our problems onto somebody else. Yeah, it's a huge problem for mankind. Come on, puppies, let's go. Get in. Come on. Come on, Ginger. Come on, Scout. Everybody get in. It's time to go to work. Yeah, see this? Got to get the work crew in here. Had a good weekend. Hope everybody else had a nice weekend here. Come on, let's go. Come on. Come on, Scout. It's always about getting dogs in. Because all it takes is one person to walk down this street, their dog, and these dogs go nuts. That's what I deal with. People can walk their dogs everywhere else in this neighborhood, but for some reason they have to walk down this little section here to the stop sign. I don't get that. And I don't get how people have these massive pieces of land and they walk their dogs all the time, but I get how they want to get some. I get that. Anyways, hey, did an oil change this yesterday video. That was fun. And figured it out. Worked out really well. So, first of the week. Didn't really make any long videos over the weekend. If anybody noticed, look at my shirt. It's all tucked down my freaking back. Must be Monday morning, right? When you have a Monday morning, you know, it just doesn't, it's all about getting motivated. Who's here's going to work today and like, got to get back in the routine. Get the dogs upstairs. Get them all in order. There's our Evel Knievel buddy. My Indian later, my Cuda. Alright, so here we go. What are we going to do today, right? What's the conversation today? What's the focal point? As I try to get my shirt right there. What's my dog eating? Right? What are you eating there, pup? I don't know. You know, it's just never ending conversations with me. If you follow my channel, probably that guy can talk a lot. Yeah, I can. Have you noticed? And here's my security system's not working right. Oh, I just did that wrong. Oh, I did that for. Nope. Time out. All right, back in order. It's Monday morning. Can you tell? For me, I'm dragging. Yeah, I know. Did a lot of projects over weekend, and geez, body's saying, hey, just take a time out. It just doesn't end. You know, I got to thinking to myself this morning. Man, I tell you, what's going on? I mean, what's going on today more than ever? I think to myself about the Napoleon Hill Think and Grow Rich book. I think about how this guy, you know, he traveled the country to, you know, to find out what made people different. What separates us from the people that make incredible wealth to the people who live in the streets that are, you know, on death's bed. Yeah, I mean, what, you know, mankind. So I get to think of myself, you know, I've talked about this many times, is you have, in his book, he says the number one thing he noticed in people is do you have a positive mental attitude? Then he's like, do you have sound physical health? I mean, those two things in itself, I think, are just very powerful. If you have a good attitude, yeah, that's a problem. If you're in bad health, that's a huge problem. Then he said harmony in human relationships is the third one, which, yeah, I mean, if you're mad at society and people, which more than ever today, there's a lot of mad people out there. But the fourth that intrigued me to think about today's conversation was the freedom of fear. And I thought to myself, think about this, the freedom of fear. So fear, you know, what's the definition of fear, right? If you know your dictionary, you understand fear. And what drives us on fear. What do we do when we're fearful? Yeah, it's not usually to the better. It's usually we're hesitant, we're scared. We don't trust something. We're concerned. And so I think to myself, more than ever right now, especially on the YouTube channels. I think my YouTube channel. I guess I really need to start just doing something kind of like clickbait stuff, because if you want to grow your channel, I think if you don't create the fear factor in your channel, I'm not so sure you're going to get many hits. It just seems that people cater to the fear factor. And I thought to myself, freedom of fear. And I think that more than ever, we have people that are fearful every day. I mean, more than ever. I think to myself, and I try to keep things within just a certain time frame to be able to relate. You can go back years ago and this and that, but let's just keep it simple and not political, because it can be political. But just let's go back to February, March of 2020, when a virus was known to be around the world, and people were told they don't know. They're basically being told you're going to die because of this virus. I mean, so who wasn't scared of the virus? I mean, who wasn't fearful of the virus? So the message of all of 2020 was into 2021. And it really wasn't until this past summer in 2022 that the constant 24/7 rhetoric of you're going to die and the fear factor was prevalent. But back in 2020, oh my gosh, does everybody remember everybody going home because this virus was going to kill everybody? Then it was like living on surfaces. I mean, they didn't even know what the virus. It was so if you go back just to 2020 in this country, the main theme, the main environment was fear. Yes, you were told if you go to work and your associate, your worker gets, the virus, then you're gonna get the virus. And then the news showed people dying, and the news hammered on how you will die. You're doing YouTube videos and showing how your lungs will get totally shut down. I mean, so the whole premise was just constant fear, beyond fear. And then prior to that, 2020 and 2019, the police were being hammered because they were basically killing people, just to kill people. I mean, the media was telling people that if you're of a certain look, then police intentionally kill you. And so it created a lot of fear in the communities that didn't trust the police. And so to kind of, go a little back from that, and what I'm trying to explain here is just incredible on how more than ever in today's society with social media, the freedom of fear seems not to be such the case. It seems to be that the fear factor is the dominating message to people more than ever. And so now, you could use we'll just use the 2019 year as the fear of police. Then we'll use the 2020-2021 fear factor was the virus. Now we go to 2022, and the fear factor is the wealth, is the money, it's the energy, it's inflation, and that's this is why I thought of this conversation, because I watch other YouTube channels, I watch others' channels, and most of the channels, especially the car, people, are all about the fear of you losing your car, the repossessions, the fear of the value of your car going down. And then you get into the housing market, you have all the people that are protecting the fear of your house losing value, the fear you won't be able to sell your house because the interest rates have gotten too high. So it's really quite intriguing to me to look around now that with all the social media we have and all the tools we have, like me, that can make a YouTube channel and convey information, that the dominant, message seems to be fear. That you should be living in fear. Get all your cash out of the bank. Cash out of your stocks. So, and then even crime. I mean, you hear many of these YouTubers saying that you better go take taekwondo, karate, you better buy weapons, you better do all these things to protect yourself because the crime rate's through the roof and people are just going to beat you up and kill you, which sadly, we are kind of seeing some of that happen. But I mean, That's been going on with mankind a long time. And I'm not here, by any means taking that lightly because, yeah, the inner cities and subways and public transportation seem to be having enjoyment of others' weaknesses, the fear. So I got to thinking to myself, Napoleon Hill, one of the fourth quality he saw in people was the freedom of fear. And I even made a video here a few weeks ago about the fearless leaders. It seems like more than ever, even leaders live in fear. They're scared to object others' views. And some here watch my channel, I'm sure like, this is a car channel, man. It is. And cars revolve everything that I'm talking about because your success in life decides if you're going to have a car. The fear factor of the green agenda convincing people that the world's going to, be destroyed by the ice age people is a fear. It's a fear, it's fear mongering or whatever you want to call. So, yeah, so think that through. The green agenda is presenting fear that, hey, everybody, if you don't convert to electric vehicle, you're going to do damage to Mother Earth and you're not being nice to Mother Earth and the future is going to be fearful. Yes, that's really the underlying message to an individual that kind of gets caught up and believing all the green agenda stuff, that it's going to save the world and mankind's a bad thing to this physical world, which that's a whole other underlying message is people are just saying you're not worthy to be in Mother Nature. You're not worthy to be here on this earth. You're just ruining it. You need to be sacrificed. I mean, borderline. I mean, you have to realize that people are really caught up in this green agenda, but not as much as people want to present. That's kind of misleading. It's so misleading. So yes, the green agenda is all about the fear. And then for somebody who owns an ICE car right now, they're fearful because they feel like they're ruining the world by driving their ICE car, and they better get an electric car sooner than later because they're being mean to the world and they're fearful they're going to be part of the destruction of the world. Yeah, you don't think that's going on? Right. Why the mad rush to all the EV vehicles? And then people are fearful that if they do buy an electric vehicle, they're not going to have any energy to recharge it because there's going to be major blackouts. So on that side, there's people that'll say, well, I don't want an electric vehicle because I'm fearful that the electrical infrastructure won't carry the capacity to charge my car. So there's a whole other thing. So it's just a narrative continues to be more than ever in our social media society is fear, that seems to drive an agenda to get things accomplished. So more than ever, mankind is using social media to drive the fear factor to scare people to get something done to benefit themselves. But yet, in the end, we've just have witnessed the last few years, all the fear being preached was misrepresented. That actually what you thought was going to be good for you necessarily isn't good for you. And you should be fearful of that message. Yes. Which, once again, I'm not going to start going down the political, rhetoric and blah, blah, blah. But I think that what's interesting to me is I am out in the field and I talk to a lot of people. And you'd be amazed at how many people just aren't on the page of wanting electric vehicles. And what's interesting is they'll kind of take that what I just said, the fear factor, and they're not radical, but they're saying, well, if you get all these electric vehicles, how we have electric, how the electric system won't handle it. So a little bit that's kind of like an underlying message of fear of the future of electric for your home and your neighborhood and your city because there's too much of a surge of electric vehicles trying to recharge their cars. So yesterday I was at the car show, and what's really interesting, if you go to these car meets, it's just amazing how many people have this incredible passion for these ICE vehicles. I mean, it's just incredible. When you talk to people and they share their stories of their own car, which I like. I love to go hang out with somebody at their car. People come by the Red Eye, Hellcats. That's intriguing to people. And they came by and checked them all out. Then I walk around, and I met a really nice young gentleman that, it was really cool. He was like me, or I'm like him. He was really cool. He was sitting there, and I was explaining the green agenda of what's going on and how Toyota's being sued by the Greenpeace and how the Toyota president doesn't want to go down the whole road of electric vehicles, and and the list goes on of the conversations I've had on my YouTube channel. And he was so cool because he looked at me, he's like, you said really everything I was wanting to say. He's like, what you're saying right now, I want to say, but you're already saying it. So it was a really cool connection. And in the life, you connect with people. And this young man, hung out. We ended up hanging out the whole car show, and it was just a great time. And he just reemphasized what I talk about all the time. His passion, his Sunday ritual is he wants to get up and take his car, and he wants to drive around his car, enjoy his car. He owns a Mustang and stick shift, which is really cool. And he's doing little things to it, which makes it even that much more special to him. That's unique to him. And he wants to go out and enjoy driving his ICE vehicle. He loves the sound of his exhaust. He loves the way he has new wheels and tires on the car, so the car handles better, and the list goes on and on and on. But he's just another individual I meet all the time that the passion for him in life is enjoying his ICE age, his internal combustion engine age vehicle, and he doesn't come across as a person living in fear. He comes across as a person concerned. And that's what I think's interesting is it seems like the ICE people have more of a kind of a presence of, we have more of a presence of today and not the future. Because I think it's very dangerous that people create the future that ruins it for today. That's a big problem in today's society is that people are trying to predict the future. And when they do that, and then they try to set up guidelines and policies, they're actually ruining today. Because as we know, there's the kid. What's the kid driving now, right? The kid drives this damn truck. Yeah. Why did she drive in the black truck? Yeah, wait a second. Where's the black truck, huh? Yeah, where's the black truck? Yeah, interesting, right? Yeah. Isn't she supposed to be driving that black Ram truck? Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's a whole other story, right? Yeah. Pass on that. She loves that white truck. Yeah, jeez, I tell you, the pipe. I know that's our thing. I kind of back up here. It's all about the exhaust. I mean, I can't say enough how many people just got to hear that exhaust. So it just seems like the ICE people are wanting to have fun today. We want to have fun now, but yet the electric vehicle and the green agenda is about tomorrow. But they want to have impact on our fun today. And boy, I tell you, I was talking a little bit yesterday before the car show that you're hearing stories of people trying to buy these Hellcats for 2023. And one gentleman claims that he ordered, this is on my car forum, he ordered his back like in April or May of 2022. He still doesn't even have a build date for his Hellcat. And I mentioned yesterday going to the car show, part of me says that the Dodge Stellantis is intentionally cutting back the production of these monsters that create EPA violations that they have to pay Elon Musk, Tesla, tax credits to offset their penalties. Part of me says that maybe Stellantis has crossed the bridge and is like, you know what, we're just not going to build a lot of these Hellcats. We just don't want to foot the bill to have these cars. They're totally green. Stellantis is a European-based company. It used to be Peugeot. They're a green-based company, so they're living in fear. There's a prime example of there's board members and stockholders and the CEO. They're living in fear of the ICE age. Think about that. I think more than ever in today's society, there's board members and the Greenpeace and the EPA people. They're living in fear that these internal combustion engines are going to ruin the world. And so, oh my gosh, I could go on and on about living in fear, right? And that's what I think's unfortunate is I've talked about this here a few weeks ago that the fearless leaders, where are the fearless leaders? Once again, Napoleon Hill, this just sticks in my head all the time. And as an individual, it should stick in your head. Do you have a positive mental attitude today? How's your body feeling today after working hard or going out and partying too much or doing strenuous biking trips or whatever it may be of your enjoyment time? what's your body feeling like? What's your harmony in relationships? Have you been fighting with your wife or your neighbor or your son or daughter or brother or sister or your employer? What's your harmony in life right now? So, positive mental attitude, sound physical health, harmony in relationships. Those three things out of the gate, I think, are crucial when you wake up in the morning. Anybody that's been in bad relationships, challenging times, that harmony just totally distracts you, and it takes away your true power of who you are, because you're not here. You're living in yesterday's world, and you're living in tomorrow's world, but you're not living today because you're focused on the arguments you're having with somebody, and then you're focusing on what you think the argument's going to turn into tomorrow. So you're totally distracted, and you can't do your job right, and that's where you make your mistakes. So Napoleon Hill is like the Bible of mankind's just common sense. But the fourth thing that he says is freedom of fear. It just seems like more than ever, the social media machine, the YouTubers, are driving their content based on fear. And people listen to it. The news, it's fear, 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 fear. Where is the freedom of fear? Where, you're already hearing people, they're pulling back, people get laid off. It's just not, it doesn't end. And that's where Napoleon Hill saw the uniqueness in individuals that rose above others, is because that was a key quality in their life. Freedom of fear. If you look at me, just look at me. Do you think I have fear? If I had fear, would I own all these freaking cars and be buying and selling cars all the time? Yeah, I might hear patting myself on the back, but I always have hope. The capacity for applied faith, hope for the future. So these are key ingredients that Napoleon Hill saw in individuals that separated them from others. That's why we love leaders. Who doesn't just love an incredible leader? Who hasn't ever worked and had an incredible leader, or gone to school and had an incredible teacher that's a leader, or a coach that's an incredible leader, or church where you have this incredible leader, or in your family, and it's just so cool. Who doesn't get drawn to leaders? If you're an athlete or a person that loves sports, you're drawn to those individuals that rise above others through incredible challenges. Look at Tom Brady, not having the best of his year this year. He's lost a lot of his key people to make things happen. But Tom Brady, he's 45 years old, incredible success story. And you can just look at what's at Aaron Judge, the Yankees, young guy that's setting home run records. Talk about a great weekend of enjoyment watching sports. Look at the Seattle Mariners and Houston Astros. 18 innings on Saturday night. 18 innings, 0-0 before Houston can eliminate them for a series to advance the next series. Look at Cleveland. Looked like Cleveland was going to take the Yankees, but they couldn't take them last night. So it's now a 2-2 series down to one game, which that would have been pretty cool. Yankees had all the money. Then you watch football. Wow. Just really look at Philadelphia Eagles. I didn't even know they're now 5-0. This guy Hurts, that quarterback, that's a leader. That guy's an incredible leader. And that's what you see in these when you see these sports teams, there's always somebody there that just separates themselves from everybody else. It creates the tone and a desire. And that's what I'm trying to convey this morning. More than ever in today's country, the social media machine is shutting down people's talents, because I think that they're creating too much fear. I think people are becoming fearful. And don't get me wrong. I'm not here saying everybody's scared today. That isn't what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that the social media machine, the YouTube machine, and the media machine are just preaching fear all the time. It's just 24/7 fear. And to be different in this world, you got to separate yourself from that fear factor, and you got to rise above it. And that's what intrigues all of us to follow the leaders and to follow the incredible sports. People are incredibly talented. Who doesn't love that, right? Yeah, so anyways, got to get to work, got to get motivated, got to have that, positive mental attitude and that sound physical health and that harmony and human relationships and freedom of fear and the hope of future achievement, the capacity for applied faith, the willingness to share blessings with others, to be engaged in labor of love, open mind, all subjects to all people. Wow, that's tough. Complete self-discipline, knowledge in which to understand others. And then the financial success. So those 12 steps, I believe, I think I hit it, that Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich book talks about in great length. Those are the key qualities after years and years of following people around and trying to separate, the leaders from the followers, and what are those characteristics. And I just named it to you. And then, wow, if you master those, Napoleon Hill says you get the sixth sense, which tell me if that isn't powerful. You can follow somebody around, they just know. And if you hang out and you're around businesses and people, they're just being individual, they just know. You'll hear people like, yeah, he just knows, or she just knows. Yeah, man or woman. This isn't just about me and men, it's about all of us, women included, or whatever. All right, everybody, hope everybody enjoys my video on the freedom of fear, and hope you learned something this morning. It can help you be a bigger and better person. That's my goal, my channel. It's all about my cars, and I wouldn't own all these cars. I wouldn't be able to share all this passion I have for vehicles had I had fear, had I not had hope of future achievement. And the list goes on and on and on. So I developed those qualities and skills that made me who I am today. And you can use them just as well to advance yourself and become bigger and better. And maybe you want to own 30 cars one day too. I have no idea. Yeah, you don't need to do that. That's just my crazy passion for having cars. All right, everybody, have a great day, blessed day. And maybe there's another video coming as the day progresses. I don't know. We'll see what plays out. Thanks for watching, and God bless.